Okay. Yeah, it's fucking cool. So I wanted to see how you guys felt about this because I find this to be a quite an interesting play out of events. So there is a climate event going on in Brazil, and Trump and his administration, of course, they backed out of fucking course, right? But hold on. Um, so, mm, yeah. So, with that being said, California Governor Gavin Newsom decides that he is going to fill that responsibility, that role, as being somewhat representative of the U.S., but not only just representative of the U.S., but being representative of the fourth largest economy in the world. Which, to that, if I were in Trump's camp, I would be like, yeah. I'd be pretty livid at this moment because, like, yo, that is a straight up, that's straight up, yeah, just kick your shit in the mud. Rub your shit all in the mud. Yeah, just all blah. No kind of mercy on it, just blah. Anyways, I mean, just think of just all right. Think of the ramifications behind that. Someone who represents the fourth largest economy in the world shows up to this climate event. Now, given what all these other countries are doing in terms of what they deem measurable for mitigating what they can the effects of climate change. California has also as well been on the forefront of this kind of situation as well, because you have the Tech Valley out there, and so you have all these eco cars and all these kinds of things, and eco architecture and all these kinds of things. So to think that he would go into this meeting and pretty much, I guess, add that he's going to promise to do X amount of what, for the future in order to help aid with this, which then brings, partnerships. Because, I mean, at this point in time, I mean, what is it to say that, California says, well, hey, we're going to start taking on imports and all these kinds of things from certain types of people, but because of our economy, we can handle these kinds of situations, and, we can start working with this in order to mitigate, the cost for the people, And I can understand, all right, see, I can understand subsidizing, mom and pop stores and stuff like that when it's the case that they are going to be helping the people, the communities. Like, places like Walmart and shit, I don't see the point of these fucks getting subsidized. There's just no. Not when your people are having to live at, below poverty wages. When right now, the SNAP benefits and all these kinds of things and the ACA and whatever all being, dismantled and taken apart or held up or, slow trickled, these people that work at places like Walmart, they're the ones that have to deal with that shit. So why would you want to subsidize those guys when they're the ones making it happen? Like, I could see, Newsom saying, hey, in order to help with, everybody, we will start doing it this way. Start trading exactly to us. We will do our trade routes and we will subsidize anybody that is willing to pay their people a livable wage, a good livable wage, and also give them health care and all these kinds of things, sureties. So I mean, what's really stopping? Oh, God, I'm sorry, everybody, my back is itching like crazy. But what's really stopping Gavin Newsom from saying, hey, we are going to do socialized medicine here in the fourth largest economy in the world? And then what's it if Mamdani does the same? And now you start watching the quality of life of people, and you start seeing how things start, getting, mitigated in these ways. Because at this point right now, Mamdani is going to slap Gavin Newsom in the face. So, Simply because, I mean, Mamdani, from what I'm reading already right now, you have people that are, of course, going against his concepts of how to do affordable housing and whatnot. But, you've got several places now that are saying, hey, we're willing to invest and whatnot. I see some of the dirty tactics that they're trying to use, as far as, valuing property and devaluing property and saying that, the affordable living is costing more than, what it would take to just do it our way with, with the privatized shit and, charge them out the ass. It'd be better that way. And it's like, man, come on, bro. But that being said, though, once successfully implemented, Gavin Newsom's going to have a lot to look at. He's going to have a lot to think about. Because if Mamdani can come right on and then start making this kind of a mess and these kind of a moves so quickly, and he's not even in office yet, and he's getting these talks. Newsom, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Seriously, what the fuck? And what happened to Ben Shapiro? I was like, everybody ran for president and then just lost their fucking steam. Now you don't really hear anything from him. And it's like, that kind of sucks, man, because when people really drive up the temperature and, really, they give you that swell in your heart that, makes you want to just, rah! And then you hear nothing after they lose, that shit's kind of depressing because it makes you feel like, damn, you riled me up just for this bullshit. I was hoping, because you positioned yourself in this way, which, I mean, I'm not going to blame you for it, but, I mean, fuck, be about it, bro. Because even if you don't get the presidency, motherfucker, you're still making a change. And that's exactly what's needed. The reason why you're not getting voted as president is because you're not making the message clear enough for people to really follow along with. The reason why you have a Trumpster fire in his second term, unconsecutive, but still in his, which is even worse. That just means that, look, when you are out here riling these people up, you cannot stop. That's like feeding a dog all of this great, freaking wonderful meals and then turning around and feeding him like one kernel of corn a day. Maybe every now and then he might get like a small cup of kibble, but nothing really. So he's, after a while, he gets so emaciated after a while, from politically emaciated, I guess is the way you would put it, that they just give up and they don't believe it anymore. And it's like, dude, what the fuck, bro? And then on top of that, I would imagine if most of these guys keep claiming all this Christianity and all this other kind of stuff, well, follow freaking Jesus. Follow Jesus. This guy never quit. He never gave up. He always kept talking about it. No matter if he won or he lost, he always kept doing the same thing, speaking as loud as he could to the people that would listen. And the more that he would speak to the people that would listen, more people would listen. That's what your book says, right? So why not follow that simple concept? You don't have to see yourself as Jesus, but see the party as Christ-like. And then move in that direction to be Christ-like. And that doesn't mean just by the acts that he did, but by the repetitious movements that he consistently conveyed. The people that he sent forth from him that did the same, and they bolster more and more support. And it's not even support for, this movement. It's support for one another. It's support for a better life. Supposedly that's what it says. So if all of that is there, it is right there. It is a fucking blueprint. Like, why can't you just follow it? God. And yet again, this is another reason why you have so many people leaving organized religion. So, I mean, it's like, ugh. And then, of course, we all know what Schubert is doing right now. And see, these are the kinds of things. Like, you get this big-ass win, and then he goes and fucks it right back up, and then loses confidence in us. So, I mean, it's like, we hurt ourselves. It's almost like we don't have a fear. Well, it's not like we have a fear of success, but we have an aversion to success. Like, we want it, but we don't want it. We want it enough to be able to get what we need, but not enough to actually be held accountable. Fucking Democrats, bro. I don't know, man. Anyways, just what do you guys think? Am I crazy for this? Am I alone? What?